The UK Labour Party and Democrats in the U.S. are threatening to derail British-American ties after Brexit. One America's Kristian Rouz has more.
This government's agenda is clear. They want a Trump-deal Brexit.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson faces stiff Labour opposition in Parliament to his latest version of the Brexit deal. Speaking in the Commons Thursday, Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn denounced Johnson's Brexit deal, saying it will reduce economic ties with the EU in favour of other parts of the world. And while Johnson says deeper trading ties with the U.S. and the British Commonwealth will benefit the UK, Corbyn is not so sure.
A Trump-deal Brexit that would crash our economy and rip away the standards that put a floor under people's rights at work, that protect our environment and protect our consumers.
The Labour's latest opposition to Brexit comes as Democrat Party officials in the U.S. are threatening to derail America's relations with the post-Brexit UK. Over the past few months, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other top Democrats said they may block a British-American trade deal if Johnson takes a hardline stance on the EU. But the Prime Minister says Britain has no choice but to reduce its exposure to EU-related risks and boost its global outreach.
The UK should leave the UK as the EU customs union whole and entire, restoring sovereign control over our trade policy and opening the way for free trade deals with our friends around the world.
Meanwhile, latest macroeconomic data reveal underlying strength of both the Brexit economy in the UK and the Trump economy in the US. The American GDP grew 3.1% and 2% in the first and second quarters of this year, respectively, while the UK grew 2% in Q1 and 1.3% in Q2, which is above the Eurozone GDP, where Germany is balancing on the verge of a recession. This data may refute the UK Labour and US Democrat arguments against a bilateral trade deal, suggesting their considerations are purely political.
A US-UK free trade deal would further advance that trade and investment across the Atlantic, creating a lot of additional jobs for British and American workers. So this is a win-win situation for both sides.
Johnson reiterated his Brexit plan will keep the Irish border open while creating a new regulatory zone for EU trade. At the same time, the UK will no longer be legally barred from striking trade deals outside the EU. Boris says it's now up to Brussels to agree to an orderly divorce or face a no-deal Brexit, which, if happens, is not Britain's fault.
If our European neighbours choose not to show a corresponding willingness to reach a deal, then we shall have to leave on October the 31st without an agreement.
It remains to be seen if Johnson gets a clear parliamentary majority behind his Brexit deal. Meanwhile, ongoing political turmoil in America makes the prospect for a British trade deal unclear, quite possibly until after the election next November. Kristian, Rouz, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.